What's going on, my dudes? It is your boy Johnny Cooper Gaming, and I am back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys, or showing you guys, I should say, 7 Shen matchups you never want to be in, due to the fact that these matchups are very hard to win, and it's unlikely that you will win due to the factors of the enemy champion and their damage and their poke and whatnot. And the only really way you're going to be able to, beat these champions is if you're very far ahead. But then later on in the game, they will outscale you. So yeah. Let's get right into the first champion you never want to face as Shen. Okay, coming at the number 1 spot is going to be Darius, the Hand of Noxus. Alright, so the first thing I want to point out is his passive, which his passive does insane amounts of damage throughout the whole entire game, due to the fact that once he gets his passive off, he gets bonus attack damage. And not only that, it applies 5 stacks of hemorrhage to you too. So you take a bunch of damage not only from his auto attack, but from his hemorrhage, which does like, I don't know, that's like 200 damage over time or something bigger than that probably. And on top of that, once he gets his passive off, he can ult you and it does insane amounts of damage. It does like 600 true damage, and it could probably even do more than that. Secondly is his damage and Black Cleaver. When you're playing Shen, you're mainly building tank on him. So when Darius gets Black Cleaver, which is probably going to be his first item, unless you're somehow stomping him, which I don't think is going to happen unless you play a different champion, such as Irelia. But with his Black Cleaver, when he auto attacks you, he's taking away your armor, so he's just going to be able to do more damage. And then with his Q, if you get him low, he's going to use his Q and then just heal up, which goes under the damage category. So when you're reversing him, what you want to do basically is you want to just farm up until you have enough items to like handle his harassment in lane, but you're never going to be able to 1v1 him unless you're somehow stomping him. And another thing I want to point out is if you have a tank jungler, say Nautilus, you don't want him to come top lane and gank if there's a big minion wave, because due to the fact that Darius and the minions would just completely destroy you, because you're taking damage from the minions as well as Darius is using his Q and his all of his abilities basically. And when he's auto attacking, he's getting his passive off. So then, once he gets that 5 stacks on someone, he still has it, so he can auto attack another person. So it just does insane amounts of damage. Plus, if you get him low, he's gonna use his Q and heal back up. Another thing I should point out is his E has armor penetration, so that's another reason why you never want to 1v1 a Darius if you don't have any armor, which even if you do have armor, you're still going to be taking tons of damage. You're probably not even going to be able to 1v1 him unless he's out of mana. Alright, and your abilities that you want to take in the first 3 levels on Shen versus a Darius is you're going to want to take your Q, then your W and your E, and this is because your Q you obviously always want to take first, because you're not going to take your E, you want to take your Q, because your E is if you're only going to get ganked and you want to taunt the Darius and then kill him, but you're not going to be getting ganked at level 1 unless you're roaming into their enemy jungle and your whole team's with you, and you're going to take your E to taunt the person. But you want to take your Q so you can farm and get a little harass on Darius, but you want to take your W second, because if Darius gets his W second, he's going to try and use it on you, so you want to use your W to counteract that so you don't take any damage and you dodge it. And then your taunt is obviously third, because that's the ability that does like the least damage, and is you can use it to get away from Darius if he uses his E on you. But so now getting into the second champion is going to be Yasuo. Okay, guys, getting to the second champion. Oh, I made a mistake there. Ooh, it's very bad. Alright, getting to the second champion you never want to face as Shen is going to be Yasuo. And this is because his early level damage is insane. Like, the amount of times I've been 1v1 as um Yasuo level 1 as Shen is insane because he could take exhaust ghost I mean ghost he could take exhaust ignite on top lane Yasuo, and if you try to all in him at level 1, it's not going to work due to the fact that his Q does an insane amount of damage and you don't have a lot of armor at level 1 as Shen. So you never want to 1v1 Yasuo as level 1, and you're never going to be able to. I shouldn't say never, but you don't want to 1v1 a Yasuo throughout the game unless you have a very strong lead. Like sometimes if I'm playing Shen and Yasuo messes up his abilities or is like 1 in 10, I can be able to 1v1 him and kill him. But as soon as he gets 100% crit, you're not going to be able to 1v1 him. And his critical strike we should now talk about. For his crits, what you're gonna want to build is Randuin's Omen, due to the fact that you take like I think it's 15% less damage from critical strikes, which is very good when you're versing Yasuo, and like basically every time he Qs or auto attacks, he's getting a crit off due to the fact that he gets 100% crit. And on top of that, you also want to build a bunch of armor, um, because he does uh, you know arm attack damage. And another thing I should point out is once he gets his ult off, he does armor penetration. So you're gonna want to watch out for that if he ults you. And getting onto the third champion, it is going to be none other than Riven. Okay, guys, getting into the third champion, we are going to be talking about Riven. Alright, with Riven, her early damage with Thunderlords is insane because the amount of times I faced a Riven and at level 1, she's brought me down to like about half health with just 3 Qs and Thunderlords proc. It's really insane. And another thing I'm going to say is armor pen. Any Riven you face is gonna build armor pen, either if it's Yomu's Ghost Blade, Black Cleaver, Lord Dominic's Revenge, or Dusk Blade of Jathar, or Ma Malmortius. They're going to build armor pen, which is gonna screw you in the long run since you only build armor and magic resist. But another thing I should say is that Riven don't usually go tank, so Shen does percent health damage, which corresponds into our ability power damage, whatever that's called, magic damage, I should say. And so you're gonna be able to do a lot more damage to her than she is to you, because if you build armor and she doesn't have any magic resist or a little bit of magic resist, like maybe Mercury Treads, then you're gonna be able to do a lot more damage to her, and you're only gonna want to be able to 1v1 her when you have the item advantage over her. So say you have freaking like Sunfire Cape, Ninja Tabi, and Spirit Visage. You probably are going to be able to 1v1 Riven if she does not have the item advantage over you. So that's going to do it for Riven, and now we're going to be heading into the fourth champion that is going to screw you as Shen. Okay, guys, coming at the number 4 champion slot is going to be Pantheon. Alright, this champion makes me want to shoot myself when I verse him. Due to the fact that with his Q, he can poke Shen down, and if he takes Deathfire Touch, he gets that extra damage, because on top of that, he's building attack damage, keep in mind. So, Deathfire Touch scales better with attack damage than ability power. So, with his Q, it's going to do an insane amount of damage if he has Deathfire Touch, and the damage over time. And if he also takes Thunderlords, then he can just freaking use all of his abilities. He's QWE, and you're basically at half health, probably less health. What the hell just happened there? And then also on top of that, when you're about to die, On his E, he has a crit, so when you're below like 15% health or some shit like that, it's you're gonna die with an auto attack or your Q. Alright. Then on top of that he builds armor penetration. So being Shen, you're gonna build armor, and yeah, so it's not gonna really work out because he's building armor penetration. But the one good side is if he's out of mana, you can 1v1 him as Shen due to the fact you have energy and he has mana. And you can possibly 1v1 him if he does not have mana. But, oh, another thing I should mention is his stupid passive and his W. You're about to kill him, he has a stupid shield up, and then he just kills you. This makes me facepalm sometimes. But yeah, so that's going to be the number 4 champion slot. Let's get on to the number 5 champion slot. Alright, coming at the number 5 champion spot. He's going to be Fiora. Alright. Air conditioning. Can you turn off? Stupid air conditioning. Anyway, let's get back to this champion. This champion right here. Alright, so, whenever I verse a Fiora, it pisses me off because, personally, I cannot play the new Fiora. The old Fiora was broken, so anybody could play her. But the new Fiora takes a lot more skill than the old Fiora, obviously. So, the first thing I want to talk about is her true damage. She can reset the passive on you like every 5 seconds, probably less than that. I don't know. I don't play this retarded champion. But she just comes up to you, auto-attacks you, or uses her Q. Alright? Which is annoying because it does true damage and you build armor. So it completely negates your armor. Like, really Riot. Anyway, so, second thing is she is a duelist. So she has her stupid Q, which is very annoying because she can hit a minion and then use her Q again in like 3 seconds, whatever the hell it is. Then she also has her heal with her passive, so she gets her passive off with her Q, and it heals, which also happens with her ultimate, with her stupid ultimate, with the big shrine that is like a Janna ultimate, and, heals her back up to full health, which is pretty annoying. Then, if you damage her, not only is this annoying, but you're about to taunt this Fiora. She uses her W. You just can't taunt her. Alright? Then she probably stuns you because you have your Sunfire cape doing damage to her, so it stuns you. Alright? Then her E slows you and it also crits you. Like, what the hell is this champion? Anyways, let's get on to the number 6 champion spot. Okay, guys, getting on to the 6th champion spot in this matchup video is going to be Jace, the defender of tomorrow, my ass. Anyway, this champion, believe me, he's fun to play. I was playing the other day. I was like, holy crap, this champion's nice to play. But this champion, alright, first, don't get me started on his E. His E can knock you out of your W. Like, this game. Alright, moving on. He's also ranged and can poke you down with his Q and his time warp gravity force field thing that speeds him up too. Alright, and on top of that, he also does tons of damage, which I'm just going to leave it at that because this champion right here is very annoying to face as Shen because he just pokes you down. Alright, and so, okay, getting on to the number 7 champion spot. Okay, guys, getting on to the final champion before the honorable mentions is this piece of cancer. Alright, this is Alawi, the Kraken, whatever that says. Alright, not only is this champion annoying, stupid, and retarded, and should be removed from the game, her Q does too much damage, alright? Too much damage. Not only that, but her E. Alright, the other day I was playing against this retired champion. Whatever her E is the one that pulls you. Yeah, her E is the tentacle that pulls you, right? Literally. I had 2,500 health, alright? Keep in mind, we lost this game, but I have 2,500 health. And you're gonna see a video from this game soon. You're gonna see this video. It's gonna be a pretty good video. But we lost this game, alright? But her E did 1,500 damage. And not only that, her E did that much damage, it also applies her stupid passive with the stupid tentacles that come out of nowhere and destroy your face. Okay? So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But no, I'm not gonna leave it at that. Her ultimate. Really? 2 people try to kill her, they both died to her ultimate. Like, anyway, let's get on to the honorable mentions now. You're gonna love this. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna be talking about the honorable mentions now, what you can see on the side, like right here. These 3 champions. So, the reason I did not include these champions on the list is because these champions, depending on the player you are up against, are garbage, honestly. Like, alright, Darius, you can't 1v1, alright? But Teemo, you can. Unless Teemo builds the slowing item, whatever that's called. Let's look it up. Item selects. Let's go to damage. I think, where is it? Frozen Mallet. Unless he builds Frozen Mallet or Rylai's Crystal Scepter, you can 1v1 this guy. Alright? All you need is this. Let's go item sets. You need a Spear Visage and a Mercury Treads, and you are set. You can 1v1 a Teemo. Same goes with Swain. And honestly, in this season, Jax, whatever they did to him with the Triforce, he sucks now, alright? The amount of times, there's this one game, right? I'm gonna take you guys on a story right now, alright? So there's one game I'm playing. What pisses me off is, I stomped this Jax in lane, alright? I destroyed this Jax. Like 100 to a 0, destroyed him, triggered him, alright? Not only did this Jax end up winning the game, but his final score was like 1 in 10 or some crap, alright? Which pisses me off because, literally, there's no way he could 1v1 me until late game, and the only reason they won that game was because of Master Yi. So, I'm telling you guys right now, the only way Jax is going to beat you is late game when he has all his items, but before that, he's not going to beat you at all. You are going to destroy Jax. If you land your taunt QW, you are going to destroy this champion. There's no doubt about it, alright? I'm going to leave it at that. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, I put a lot of hard work into this video. I would appreciate it if you left a little like on that button, and hit the subscribe button if you didn't like this video, and leave a comment on what you want next, because I'm at a loss, guys. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. Yeah.